Right, guys, now we can do questions. Now I can do it. Excited. Second, I set my camera. No, it's good, right? The question is the input dream.
The question is the football teams, the Rio teams and the KDO teams are about to have a football match. Okay, as a fan of both teams, Aquawave knows the two teams have similar level, so neither team will score three consecutive goals in same half. Okay, and Aquawave has a dream that night before the match in which the score at the end of the first half was A and B, where A is the score of RIO team and B is the score of Cardio team, right? जो 90 मिनट्स का फुटबॉल का गेम होता 45 हाफ मिनट में रायो टीम ने ए स्कोर कर दिया था, right? And then score at the end of second half, C and D. C is the score of the Rayo and D is the score of Kidoyo team, right? So you have to determine whether Aquawave dream can come true according to the above information. Okay. So now we're doing our approach, right? Now you think, let's my camera on my copy. What is happening, guys? Right, now you can see. Hold on, guys. No, this, right, this, and now one more movie capture. Right,
Sorry guys, what it is. Just a minute. Drawn. Like, right, guys. Like the problem statement saying that the like sequence एक सीक्वेंस है जो A1 to AN जा रहा है, राइट, एंड टारगेट इंटीजर है वो x तक है, राइट. सो हाउ कैन रिप्लेस टू इंटीजर्स, लाइक हमें रिप्लेस करना है टू एडजेसेंट नंबर्स, राइट. सो लाइक AI and AI plus 1, right, by any number y, right. So So the formula is like min. The formula is like min ai and ai plus 1 is y max ai and ai plus 1, right? This is like after performing this operation, like n minus 1 times, only number remains, right? Only number remains. So you need to determine whether it is possible final number to equal x. Like final number to equal x, right? This is like, and my observation, like at every operation, if you are comparing the array, but the new number must also be within the range of two numbers you combined, right? What you combined, right? That means that no matter how you combine the elements, the final number is always lie within the overall and minimum and maximum, right? Right. So like let me think, like let's define, right? Let's define let's define let's define like min well, right? Min well is like min even so on to like an, right? Right. And like max well is like max to like a1 so on an, right? Like since at every step we only choose number between the adjacent value, so the new number cannot go outside the current mix range, right? Current max range, right? So no matter how many operation we do, the final possible numbers will always lie in the range, will always lie in the range like mm, minwell and maxwell, right? मैक्सवेल हो जाएगा, राइट? So therefore the the answer the answer is yes, right? And if only if, right, if X belongs to Minwell and Maxwell, otherwise no, right? Let's do a one example, in example A is like 1, 2, 4 and 5, right? And X is like 3, right? So minimum is 1 and max is like 5. So 3 lies between 1 and 5, right? So yes, right. And let's another example second, like A 2 2 2, right? And X is given is like 3. So 3 not into 2, right? So the no, right? And the time complexity is BON, right? To find minimum and max, right? So let's do the code, right? 1 second, guys. I put my phone here. Right, you can see my screen. 1 second. Yes, guys, that my phone is put on here, right? Now it is good. Now I open. Now I open the text editor Sublime Code, right? Sublime Code, right? So this is goes on. I think you can see it, right? So now you can see it clearly. Now you can see it. I think that is very easy question. I I understand the logic, right? But std not h, right? And then using no namespace, then int main iOS sync us with stdio is right. Dot I and then entity, right? Entity 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 entity, right? ABCD thing, right? That's why I taught the earlier in my copy, right? Then sin A, B, C, and D, right? If A to B and B is to C and C equals to D, then काउट कर देंगे yes. And return 0, right? And then copy the code, and submit it. What is happening, guys? I'm not login. Oh my god. What? What is not login and I'm not seeing? That's not a problem. Then we'll have to submit the code. Let's see. Let's see it is running or not. Please subscribe also यार. देखो मत भाई, सब्सक्राइब भी करो यार. क्यों ये आ रहा है? compilation error. What type of compilation error? Bits not necessarily significant. Oh my god, syntax गलत होगा. No, I think it is it is like it is like now I think that the run the code, right? Let's see what is happening. Compilation error, still compilation error. 2355. Okay. 23 in std. Right, then int main हो गया, iss in with studio falls हो गया, rt null booter हो गया, entity हो गया, sint हो गया, ये भी cd हो गया, ये भी cd कर दिया यार, इसको तो cd कर दिया out. ट्विटर कर दिया यार. Don't think any mistake here. Right. Now I think run this code. Right. Right. I think runs now. My silly mistake is always there. I think this will यार कोई जाना चाहिए इस बार तो. इस बार भी लग रहा नहीं हो पाएगा. पहला इजी क्वेश्चन है, पहला इतना मुश्किल लग रहा है. Wrong answer. Wrong answer on test one. ये यार ऐसा कुछ है भी नहीं जो हम कहे भी. So shit man. काउट यस तो लगा दिया लेकिन एल्स का कौन लगाऊंगा. एल्स भी तो रह गया ना. नो व्हाट डस लाइक यार है यार, कोड में भी ढंग से कमांड सीखना पड़ेगा. Now I think it is gone, right? Now I think it is accepted. Still like wrong on some test one. Send all null bitter तो है ही है एंटिटी send और ये भी सी हो गया यार send ए सी ये बी डू सी सी डी आउट की ऐसी हो गया नो रिटर्न जीरो है नो स्पेस इंट मेरा सिंक हो गया स्टूडियो फॉल्स हाँ ये आ रहा है यार इंटाइज इंटरनल बटर यार आंसर ही पहला ऐसे एन हो जाता ना अगर एन का हो गया सी डी तो ऐसे इसमें दिमाग खराब हो गया यार क्यों आई इसमें तो वैसे दिमाग खराब हो गया यार एज इंक्लूड तो है एजिंग नेम स्पेस भी है एंड मेन भी है यो सिंक भी है बट लाइक हाउ कैन आई पता नहीं भाई इसमें तो यार हो ही नहीं रहा था दूसरा क्वेश्चन देखो क्या वो कैन आई डू यार, अगर ये कर जाए तो ठीक है। लेकिन क्यों मैं तो चल रहा है। हम्म। हाँ, चलिए आ जाए तक सेकंड क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। Like, first of all, like guys, you can see it as right. Like you are given a binary string s of length n, right, and as well as an integer k, and Aquawave wants to construct a permutation p of length n, so that each one I and n, right, so 8 I is equal to 1, right, so for each intervals like lr, 1 is 1 is less than l equal to n, l is less than r equal to n, right, whose length is at least k. For example, like r minus l plus 1 greater than k. If it covers position I, then equal to less than I and I equal to less than r. Then the maximum element among pi plus 1. So net note that there are no such constant indices eta is equal to 0. Okay. There is no any constant, right? Okay. So you have to find out such a permutation or determine the such permutation do not exist, right? Like a binary string is a string which each character, right? I know, and that is something I know very well, right? So let's open my notebook, right? Hold on, guys. I doing this copy. Right, now it here, right? Right. So like, what was the observation? Like x greater than y, right? No, x less than y. Yeah, what? You know, for two numbers like x and y, these are even numbers, right? Even numbers, and then y divided by x is even, right? Because even k dot even is equal to even, right? if if both odd, right, then y divided by x is even, right? So odd k odd is even, right? So any two numbers with same parity form a valid pair. That means, right? So so therefore, like, scan the scan the array, right, and looking for two elements with same parity, right? if found print if found print them, then smaller first, and array is strictly increasing. So index order is value order, right? Otherwise this happens only when n is equal to 2 and 1 odd plus 1 even, right? Then print minus 1, right? So this is big O n times and big O 1 extra time, right? Right. This is the simplest approach. Right. So now, right. Now it's time to code. So firstly, I discuss int q, right? As in q while q minus 1, right? Means like int n string s and t sin and t, right? and short dot begin and s dot end, then short dot begin TLS end. Yes, right. And then hold on, guys. I should return 0. Let's copy the code and paste from there. Let's so now then कौन सा गया था इसका नौजा भाई मेरे यार क्यों ये दिखा रहा था जब से let's see guys, let's move on the third question, right? A question like we define gains the difference. We define that a block is an array where all elements in it are equal to the length of the array, right? For example, 331 and 444 are blocks, while 233 are not. An array is called neat if it can be obtained by the concatenation of an arbitrary number of blocks, right? Possible 0. Note that empty is always neat, right? So you are given an array A consisting of n integers. Right, hold on guys. I think I end the stream.